Hello, I'm Micks Mowers and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be working on this nice little Atco Midget kickstart two-stroker lawnmower. Try that. Perfect. I bought this a little while ago off a Facebook Marketplace, done a bit of a revamp on it. It didn't need too much work, but now it's refusing to start, which is a thing. It was all running lovely, but I did leave the fuel in for 2 months, and I think that's what's gone wrong. So now the carburetor's a bit gummy. So I'm going to be doing a full clean on this little tiny Villers carburetor. It's quite a nice little carb too. It's a bit different, not seen one of those before on my channel. So hopefully we get that done today. Also, my Micks Mowers merchandise shop is now open, fully running, and you can buy all your Micks Mowers and merchandise caps. I've got t-shirts. These are some of the bits I've ordered myself, and the quality is absolutely fantastic. There you go. There's a Micks Mowers and Merman t-shirt. Riley Boy's got the older one on, so that's the new Micks Mowers and Merman t-shirt. We've got those in all different colours, reds, blues, pinks, greens, you name it, we've got it. Also, Micks Mowers and Merman hoodies. We've got those as well. So if you want to check out the Micks Mowers and Merman merchandise shop, it'll be in the pinned comment in the comment section and in my about page down below. I do make a very, very small profit, about £2 or £3 on each item sold, but the rest of it I don't make. And you can get your Micks Mowers and merchandise shop merchandise. I said merchandise 3 times already. Stuff for yourself to wear. Also, on top of that, we did get a little parcel come through. And I wasn't expecting this to turn up, to be fair, but it did. And this has come, careful buddy, this has come from...
Me!
No, it's not for you, this is for Daddy. Anyway, this is for Daddy. We've got, what's that on there? What's that?
That's a doggy.
It's a doggy, what's it say? Big
dog.
Big dogs. So this has come from my good friend Henry Mawarski, who runs, he does run his own YouTube channel. He sent me a I'm the big dog. Hoodie for myself in my size.
Wear glasses.
So thank you very much, Hank, for that. Much appreciated, buddy boy.
Daddy.
Yeah.
A dog wear glasses.
Dog does wear glasses, yeah. That's come from my mate Hank, who sent me that away from America. I said, cheers, Hank, you are a star. I think I sent him a coat and something a little while ago, and he just sent that back to me, so that's cool. So the YouTube community is fantastic. Speaking of YouTube community, on the 2nd and 3rd of November, I will be heading up to Birmingham, Saltex, which is a turf lawn care exhibition of all the new innovative machinery and bits and pieces throughout the UK. So that's up in Birmingham on the 2nd and 3rd. I'm going. I know that Tim's going. Tim Palmer's going.
I can't.
You can't come, unfortunately, buddy boy. Dick Small Engines might be going. I know that Jordan's going. I know that Top Conk was going. James from Hayes will be there. Alec are going to be there as well, so we're going to see them. My mate Jimmy the Mower's going, so there's quite a few YouTubers going anyway. So if you want to get your bums down to Saltex, it's on the 2nd and 3rd. It's completely free to go. All you have to do is go onto the NEC Saltex website, register your ticket, print it off. That's all free, and then you've got 2 days free exhibition there. I'm going there on the 3rd. I should be getting drunk with Conker on the 2nd, and then going down to Saltex after that. So make sure you check that out. That'd be cool. I'll try and do some recordings if I can, still sober. But what we're going to be doing today is this little tiny Atco Kickstart Midget engine two-stroker. That is a kickstart, but it's actually failing to start when you kick it. So let's get this little tiny lawnmower done. If you want more videos of Micks Mowers and Merman and my little tiny Riley boy, then hit the old subscribe button, whack the old bell. Oh, dang. That way you'll be told next time we upload another video. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty. And let's try and get this little tiny Villers carburetor off and get it cleaned. Okay, so Atco Villers now up on the old bench. First thing I want to do is we want to remove this little tiny HT lead off of this spark plug because we don't want the machine start to run. It may get a bit of noise in the background. I have got my fan on, okay, because it is a little bit warm in here. No, I don't want to damage that, so nice and careful, Mick. Back to some screws.
Good.
Yeah, unscrew. It's a bit rusty, see?
More, Daddy.
That might want a bit of a clean up.
Wait.
It's a bit tight. Right. I don't want to lose no bits and bobs here. So take the HT lead off. Now I'm convinced it's not a points issue. So I have started it with a little tiny bit of carb cleaner. So it does run, but it ain't now. So around the back here, there's a little tiny flathead screw bolt around the back. That's got to be undone. I don't know the last time this actually came off. Note I'm using hand tools, not impacts, because I can't afford for anything to break on this, because it is a little bit old now, this old girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, what age is it? It's a 14-inch,
Yes.
1954.
What are yours?
It's quite old, yeah. Got a bit of a turn. Yeah, that does turn lovely.
Yeah, I have.
No, mate, let me do this first.
Oh.
And that should just rock off of the inlet.
Water, 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 water. Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly.
Wobbly, wobbly. Oh, there you go. So that's the carb off. Now what I want to do, I just want to drain the fuel, what fuel is inside the tank, drain that out, and then just take it off of here. Just disconnect the fuel line off of the carb. So all there's a bit of fuel, but there's not a lot of fuel in here. I can leave the fuel tap turned off for now, and then when we go to actually drain the fuel out, I'll turn the fuel on and drain the fuel right out, and then we'll move on to the next step. So let me just get that undone. That'll be a little tiny bolt up there. Out. It'll probably be. It might. Even, I don't think it's even half-inch stuff. It might be. It might be older stuff. What are you laughing at, boy? What are you laughing at? That might go on there. Right, that's gone on. What's that? That was a 5/8 on there. Just going to remove that. Now, there was a little bit of fuel, not a lot. Take that bolt out.
Oh, it's in a moment.
Okay, buddy.
See a bit.
Yeah, it's in a bit, mate. That goes onto there. Just rest that carb up there for now. Yeah, mate. All right, mate. No worries. He's in a very playful mood today. Here's my little boy. What are you up to? Yeah, just walk around the mouse. That's fine. And then up here, we've got a very, very small throttle cable connected. Now you can just take the throttle cable connector off the top end, but what you can also do is just unscrew this off the top also. Let me just try and balance that carbon, open a set of pores up with a touch. They really shouldn't be done up colossally tight. It should be relatively loose. Just get hold of it, give it a bit of a twist. There you go, it's moving. Give that a little twist up, and that should, when it comes off, it should just lift straight out, like so. Okay. Now the orientation for that is the line will be at the back, with that corresponds with that line just there for future use. So just don't worry about it for now. So I'll put the carb down for one side. None of that will really need cleaning, to be fair. Well, just a bit of a clean, but none of it is essential. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to drain all the fuel out of here, and then put the lawnmower down on the side, and then we can go from there and start to work on the carburetor itself. So let me get the lawnmower off. I'll be back to you in 2 ticks. Okay, carburetor's now off and on the old bench, which is nice. It's an absolutely fantastic little carb. This is a proper little Villers carb as well. It's got Villers written on the top just there. And it looks like to be a, let me try and see that. It looks like a number 508C, I think, to be the number there. Can you see that? There's a number. So to clean this carburetor is very simple. Undo your little tiny air filter gauze. And then undo your bottom bit here. I'm going to use a little tiny adjustable just for ease. Undo that. A little tiny fibre washer on there as well. Put that to one side. There's a bit of gunk in the bottom of that. Remove your little tiny bowl. That looks good. Your float just comes straight off. Look at that, look, how easy is that? Off comes your float. And then this is a very tricky part. There's a little tiny screw just here. Now that little tiny screw, that's got to be taken out first, because inside here, you'll see there's a little tiny screw cut out just in the emulsion tube itself. Can you see that? Let me get another light just to try and help you a bit. Try and get more of a direct light on top of the old camera for you. Let's just mount that on. See if that improves it any. Let's turn it up a touch as well. That's it. So inside here, you'll see there's a little tiny cutout. Where is it? In there, just to the left there, on that side, little tiny cutout, and there's a little tiny screw that sits in relation to that just here. Now you're going to have to remove that little tiny screw before you can take this tube out. Take that off. If you don't remove that screw, you're never going to get this, it's like a bigger brass emulsion tube. You're never going to get that out. So that's got to come all the way out first. It's only a small screw. And then this here literally will just push up through. I want a bit of a tap, it'll be a bit dry. Let's get a bit of lube just to help it. And tap it all the way through. That comes out through the top, and then slide your needle seat holder, and then your needle will fall out as well. There's your needle, see? So that's it. Now you can take it apart by taking the split pin off as well, just here, and then that will then remove this plate. But in all fairness, that doesn't really do it. It's mainly just the holes inside here that need to be cleaned, and also the main bolt that held the fuel line on. There's a little tiny filter here. See how dirty that is there? A bit of dirt in there. And there's a hole in there as well. So don't forget to clean that up as well. So let's get some spray. And all I'm going to do is just going to run this through all the bits that are necessary. There's a bit of a hole at the top here as well. See that? That's running now. Through there, take your little tiny filter off your bolt. Take that off and give that a good clean as well. We're out of penetrant cleaner there. Let's grab some WD-40. Give that a clean. See how much dirt's coming off, let's see, the dirt on that bowl. So put that to one side. I'm just going to go through this one more time, just to make sure it's all running as it should do, all the way through. Good. Put that to one side. This hole here and this bolt that holds a fuel line on, that one's cleaning. The little tiny bowl at the bottom had a bit of dirt in there. Now that's a bowl nut at the bottom, but that also is where most of the crud and water will sit in there as well. Give that a clean. Give your little tiny needle a bit of a clean as well. Give your float a little rinse off. That's good. And then just your carburetor itself, there's not much to do in here. A bit of dirt right up on top of a carburetor, see it up in there. And give that a dirt hole through there. All the way through, it's good. Down through the seat. Push your bleeding screw in as well. And that's pretty much it. That is the carby done. There's no other main jets in here at all. Back in the days, they never used to worry about having really small jets. Give that a bit of a clean and a bit of a wipe out as well. Just a bit of green rag. Give that a clean up. Good. And that is pretty much it. That's a carburetor done. It's that easy. There's not a lot to these little tiny carbies. So I'm going to get a fresh bit of rag. Just want to lay that on top of all my bits and bobs, just so I don't get no more dirt associated in this carby. Now, when you put this carburetor back together again, it's quite important that you get your needle and put your needle in first, okay, and then you want to swing this arm around, because when you tip this up the other way, hold that in place to put your emulsion tube main jet assembly back in. If you put it in without putting the needle in place first, then you're never going to be able to swing this round, you see, so that's got to be in place first. Now all we've got to do is line up this groove here. See that groove? That groove's got to be lined up with that screw hole just there. So turn that round, and there's a reason for that. because that little tiny eyelet just there at the top, that is what runs through this eyelet just down here. Okay, so that goes down through there. Now, when you get it all the way down through, give it a good pull. Now, you may find that you're not quite lined up, okay, because it's not down far enough. Get a screwdriver and just tease that all the way down. Once it's all the way down, you'll know, because these eyelets will line up inside here, which is still not quite lined up yet. Okay, see how proud that is? So give that another tap. I'm going to get a little hammer. I'm not going to go mad with it, trust me. Just want to line it up so it's now lined up, you see. And then you can get your little tiny flat edge screw that we had. And very carefully try and do this whilst on camera. It's not the easiest thing to do. We can then try and work that screw back in. That's not the easiest because the camera's right in my way. I might have to take my gloves off for this. Go on, Mr. Screw, behave yourself. There it goes. Now, once you got it started, you'll then see that it will start to come through the top part of this opening, and it will line up right inside that emulsion tube housing. That's that cut out slit. See that? There. So that's in place there like so. Just double check that your needle hasn't fallen out, which is still inside there. Once that's done, you can grab your float. That just sits on there. How nice is that? That's a lovely little carb. And then put your carb bowl back on. And then get your tiny fibre washer, don't we, to go on there? Here it is. Little fibre washer. And then your bowl nut goes underneath. We can do it up hand tight in a minute. So there ain't no leaks, and then all that's left to do is you've got a fibre washer which will be on the lawn mower, and then this bolt here will screw in. It's part of the banjo fitting off your fuel line, and make sure that this screen is over this hole here, just here. In fact, that's also a little bit more of a clean. I can just see some dirt on there. I might even take that off. Just get some carb cleaner on that, because it's only metal gauze. It's not going to hurt it. Carb cleaner, a bit more spray to it. Give it a rinse with some WD-40 so I don't upset them fibre washers. And I go back on like that. So that's where it sits like that. And then that will go back onto your lawn mower. Once you've fitted your fibre washers on your banjo fitting off your fuel line. So there's your little carburetor there. Nice little Villers carburetor there. It is a really nice looking carburetor too. How simple is that? If they'd have kept the carburetors in this sort of design in modern days, we wouldn't be having the problems with fuel we're having now. But we've got problems with fuel because the whole world wants to go mad with battery power. Bit of petrol. That's that rather familiar noise. You can all appreciate the noise of an Atco Midget ratchet system. Now my grass is a bit too long for cylinder mowers at the moment because it is wet. So we won't be cutting today, but we will be just firing it up. So fuel tap is off. I don't want to put too much in here because I'm going to be draining it straight back out again. But I want enough to do the task. It should be enough, Mick. I don't know if that fuel line's going to hold, so I need to be quite quick because it is only a temporary fix. Saying that, my fuel tap is turned off at the moment. So, let's put that fuel back out of the way. So I'm running this at 40 to 1, don't forget, guys. Oh, by the way, I'm now 6 weeks not smoking. That's good, isn't it? So, Let's turn fuel tap on. That might weep a little bit of fuel because obviously I've made a bit of a fix. Give it a twiddle. Got to be twiddled. There you go. Oh, that's twiddling really well. Bit of choke. So now this should now start. If it wasn't beforehand. There you go. Let's just let that warm up for a minute. It's not been started for about 2 months, but it started first kick, which is how it should start, baby. So it's running at 40 to 1 and be a bit less smokier. There you go. An Atco Villers 1954 kickstart lawnmower. Isn't that lovely? Do we like that? I love it. Let's see if we can't get it to idle down a touch more. The good thing about it being a two-stroke is you can have it idle really, really low. Can't go much lower than that without it cutting out. Oh, nearly, Riley.
What?
Nearly. I know that Tom was fascinated on how low he got his little tiny Tecumseh to take over the other week. That's about as low as I can go. Before it will decide to cut itself out. It may even stall now. Yeah, we'll stall on it. Well, it's too low. Let me just try and just get it a touch higher.
Again.
So, go a bit lower again. We'll try that. That's a little bit higher than what it was beforehand. There you go, Tommy boy. I mate Tommy in Australia. Nice little vintage Atco Mark IV 1954, or Mark II 1954. Kickstart lawnmower now up and running exactly as it should do. And what I should do for this machine is take all the fuel out of here, ready for the winter. The fuel tank's going to be done yet, but do you know what, guys? I've got a little tiny thing coming up, right? I'm seriously thinking about it. I've got a bit of a project coming on, and it'll be coming next year if I can get it to lift off. And if it does lift off, then this machine will be fully transformed, as well as other bits and pieces that I have got. So I have now also picked up a rather nice Ransom's Atlas, not the Ajax. This is the Atlas. This is about 1930s, this one. So that's nice, mid-30s. So that's like that'll be done as well. But there you go, little Villers lawnmower.
And me.
And Riley boy, ticking over, just like that. Isn't that beautiful? We like that.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Hello.
No, so just give it a bit of a red just to burn some of them vapours off. Let me put these guys back on the mount. Just, I don't want to have it idling like that for too long. It doesn't do them no favours. They're a two-stroke machine. They're not designed to idle as low as some of the four-stroke stuff is. So, you know, it does pay to let them have the beans before you turn them off. So let's just take that grass box off a minute, Riley boy. Let's give it a few beans and we'll engage that cylinder. Lifting the back of the mower up so the drive is running. go for a little drive.
Daddy.
Just give a little more, a little run. I'm not putting the cylinder down because my grass is too long. And there you go. One Atco Villers now
Fishes.
fully running, just like it was 3 months ago, just like it was back in 1954. So there you go, that's the Atco Midget 1954 lawnmower now all up and running exactly as it should do. And I shall now take the fuel back out of it and winterise it because the machine is up for sale. So if anyone is interested in that little Atco Midget, then email me up, make me a sensible offer. And if I accept the offer, that lawnmower could be yours, but you'll have to sort out all the shipping. So that lawnmower is up for sale. If not, then I will be doing it, taking it apart and then doing a full restore on that lawnmower on a project coming up next year. I hope if I can get the project to launch, which would be good. Yeah, me too. So we're going shopping, aren't we?
Yes.
Where are we going? I heard B&Q. What did you hear?
You and me and Mum coming too.
Yeah, I'm going to B&Q, aren't we?
Yeah, me and Mummy.
Okay, yeah, we'll all go together. That'd be cool. So that's that. So don't forget Saltex, 2nd and 3rd of November. I'm going, and there'll be 1 or 2 other guys from the UK YouTubers going as well. So if you want to turn up there and buy me a beer, then feel free to do so. That'd be good. Looking forward to that event. We're going to that, and apart from that, just be doing other videos around the workshop. I'll be doing a few winterising videos coming up soon because winter is coming. So I need to do that. And I've got one other video to do about lawn striping, which is coming up very soon as well. So I look forward to that one as well. If you like this sort of video, Micks Mowers and Merman, then don't forget, hit the old subscribe button. Whack the old bell.
Oh, dang!
Oh, ding. And that way you'll be told next time we upload another video. We look forward to the next episode of Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, much more importantly, don't forget,
Fishy!
take it easy. You beat me.